Hi, I'm Frankie.
And I'm Cheyenne.
And we are
Conbini Cult.
Welcome to another episode.
Yeah.
We talked about the most dangerous animals in Japan before, but today we're going to talk about the most dangerous humans.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've ever seen those wanted posters.
I have, and I ignore them every time.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to find out who the 11 people are on every wanted poster that you can find all over Japan, at least like nationally. But before we get into that,
Yes.
life updates perhaps?
Yeah.
Anything exciting going on?
Exciting. So if you are a watcher on YouTube, you've noticed I got a perm. That's like my big personal life update.
It's really cute. I've been waiting to record to tell you that it's cute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. It's my first time ever to like perm my hair, so I'm kind of scared how it's like gonna damage my hair. But no, it feels very nice, and they did a great job, I think. And so I'm excited. I like the new style.
Yeah.
Got my lashes and my nails done too, so I'm feeling very like cute. But yeah,
adorable.
that's the only thing. Shall we talk about the elephant in the room or the sticker on the mic?
So if you are watching on YouTube, then you might notice that the mics that we're holding have gotten an upgrade because we got professional podcast art made. Mm-hmm. And even if you're listening, you'll see that we have changed the cover photo by now. So, woo! Thank you, Brandy, Nicole.
Yeah, we'll tag her for sure, right? And put her info. We've talked about her like a lot already on this podcast
because like t-shirts and clothing.
She like makes up a lot of my outfits and stuff. But I've worn this t-shirt if you're watching in the past and stuff. So she's very very talented, not only with clothing and design and jewelry and accessories, but just with art and everything else in general. So yeah, we really really appreciate these stickers and. Yeah, they're so cute. I don't know. I love them. I feel so like, not like we weren't legit before. I just feel like real legit
it's even
now.
Better.
Something about this like square thing on the mic too just makes me feel like I'm ready to like go out and do some, I don't know, wacky street interviews or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's
so
what it
cute.
feels.
I'm so excited to have. I liked the mics before, but now I like them even more.
I like them too, and like I'm excited to, like you said, we're gonna change our cover photo and everything because I think even for our email, it's like us like I think the first day we ever recorded, right? It's like super dated. Like, So
unfortunately, I am not as talented when it comes to graphic design. So I did my best.
It's cute, but
it's
like
upgraded.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to have like a logo, like an official thing. Yeah. And we have like extra copies of the stickers, so I'm excited to just like bug everybody and hand them out to my friends and my family and put them on my phone and stuff.
Yeah, we should order more. But,
we should, yeah. They're so cute. So I want like thousands of them. I'm so excited to put it on like a hat or on a shirt or something too. Like, the colors are really cute. Like, Brandy did a really great job just asking us, what we wanted and like matching our vibe and everything. And I think
it's so cute.
Encapsulates us very, very well. I think so. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. How about you? What's your update?
For mine, I just have two little things. So I was with my partner. I was quoting Shrek. And he didn't know what I was talking about. Boo. So I was like, do you know Shrek?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've seen it before. And I was like, wait a minute. Maybe you watched the dub version of it. Like the Japanese dub. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I did. So he was asking me like what kind of accent Shrek has in the original one. So he's got a Scottish accent. But for the Japanese one, you know what kind of...
Kansai?
No.
Yeah. Because I'm like...
I want to watch it now.
Not even a secret, like a Shrek obsessor. Yeah, I've watched it in dub too, because my partner has also seen it only in dub growing up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is he just as funny? He's in the Japanese dub?
I mean, if you know Japanese, then like yes. Like if you know the difference between, like Kansai-ben or Kansai dialect versus regular standard Japanese and kind of just the humor and the way people who speak Kansai-ben act, then like yes, he's very like Shrek-like. Are you familiar with like Japanese actors or comedians at all?
Takashi said do you know he's one of the like downtown.
Yeah, Tsuyoshi downtown. Okay. So he like I don't know his full name, but
he's a famous comedian.
His name is he goes by Hama-chan a lot. Yeah, so you've like if you live in Japan, you've definitely seen this guy around, and that's you know him.
Let me Google him.
You've definitely seen him before. He like. he does a lot of stuff with well, I can't mention the other guy.
Yes, I know this guy.
Yeah. So he's the voice, and what's really funny about that is like before I knew, we watched it before in the dub, and I knew it was someone who spoke Kansai-ben, and then we were watching Suyobi Downtown actually like on TV the other day, and actually bringing up a previous episode about that Game of Life starring Kuro-chan, he is like the host of that TV show. But anyway.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so like, but anyway.
I see. Okay.
Anyway, so they were like talking about like some stuff, and then Hama-chan, he made like a facial expression that was very like it looks like that one meme, that Shrek meme, if you've seen, where he's just like, oop, like, you know, that face where he's just like, oop, you know? And then it looked exactly like that. And I was like, that's so funny. Like, look at this. He looks like Shrek. And I showed that picture to my partner. And he was like, fun fact, that is the voice of Shrek. Like, he is Shrek. So, yeah, that was really fun. But anyway, your partner did not understand the Shrek reference at all?
Yeah.
My favorite Shrek quote is like, I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder. Yeah, I love Shrek. Like a little too much. Maybe that's my comfort movie, but
maybe.
Well.
Should we move that box?
Okay, we're back. I had to move a box out of the way. Sorry.
Okay. And just one more little funny thing before we get into some very serious stuff. Also, something about my partner, Takashi. Like, we were in the Conbini recently, and then he went to use the restroom, and when he came out, he was like, "You'll never believe the sign that I saw in there."
Yeah, I saw this in the notes.
Oh my gosh, what?
I'm so curious. What is it?
So it was one of the men's restrooms that only had a urinal in it. And there was a sign in there that said, "Don't poop in the urinal."
Like they had to announce it as
that
if
someone has done it before.
Okay, that's so gross. I'm so like, I'll see stuff like that, and I'm like, God, I'm so happy I'm not a man.
Like the sign is there because someone has done it.
Yeah, for sure. That's nasty. I mean, no, I'm not going to be like a defender of that person. Maybe it was an emergency, but also like, hey, don't poop in the urinal. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe the other restroom was occupied.
Yeah, I don't even want to know why they needed to like put that sign up or why that even happened. But that reminds me of like, you ever see in toilet stalls, there's always pictures and signage about like how to use this toilet. And it'll be like a Western style toilet too, but it's always one where the person is like standing on the seat of the toilet, like squatting over it, and it's like, don't do this. Like, is that necessary? Like for the ground one, like, yeah, that's how you use it. But yeah, I don't know.
Apparently,
I guess there's always a reason why those signs exist, I guess. But
yeah, actually,
that's so funny.
When you were in the States over the summer, like I did a bonus episode with Rosa, and we talked about like these kind of signs or things that you would only see in Japan, and we talked about the toilets and stuff too. Yeah. That was an interesting episode. But anyway, so shall we get into the most wanted criminals?
Yeah, that's all the lighthearted talk we'll do for the next.
Yeah, so there are 11 people that are on the NPA, the National Police Agency's most wanted poster that you will see at the koban, the police box, service areas on the highway, train stations, etc. Mostly in places where, you know, people are in transit. But yeah, there's 11 people, so I wanted to know, like, who are they? Yeah. What did they do?
Yeah, and it's good you wanted to talk about it because personally, I've lived here for almost 10 years now, and I've seen these people like almost every day. I feel like
the posters,
like the same post. Yeah, sorry, I haven't seen these people. Like,
seen them all
they're my friends. Yeah, they came over the other day, but no, I've seen the posters, and yeah, it's almost like bad how. What do you even call it? Like normalized it is. It's just like something like that's on the wall on my commute, you know? Like
I've never really pays attention.
Yeah. I've never really taken the time to like look at the details of the photos or of the information. So I'm excited to learn a lot about them today. And kind of scared. Like, what have they done?
We'll see.
Yep.
But I just wanted to say as my little disclaimer that yes, crime happens in Japan. Stop trying to say that it doesn't. Like, just because it's safer here than it is in a lot of other places doesn't mean that nothing bad ever happens. I hate that we have to disclaim this every time.
Yeah.
But and the Last Samurais will not let it rest.
Don't come for us, seriously. And also, like, I don't know if you want to bring it up or we can save it as a surprise, but Frankie has, like, a great saying about this that I would love to wear on a shirt one day on our next merch.
That could be our future merch.
Yeah.
But you can love Japan and not defend creeps and criminals.
Yeah. It's that simple, truly.
There you go.
But thanks for your disclaimer as always.
Yeah. Also, because there are 11 people, this might be a very long episode. So we're going to see, once we get through the first 6 or 7, we're going to see how we are on time. And then we might have to split it into a part 2.
Yep.
So we don't know yet because we're just recording. But if you're watching, you will know because it will say part 1 or it will say nothing. So woo.
Tell us in the future, what did we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a few words of the day.
Okay, shall I read? Yeah, thank you for putting the romanji because I can't read these kanji either.
Yeah,
so the first one is juyou shimeitehai. So most wanted.
Yeah.
Good to know. I had no idea that was the word.
Yeah. Just the breakdown of that.
Yeah.
So like juyou is important or essential, and then this was a new word for me, shimeitehai. Is someone wanted by the police.
Oh, I see. So our other word of the day,
shimeitehaijin, is the person. So I guess the noun before that just generally means wanted by the police.
Okay.
But what else we got?
We also have a koban. So that is a police box or a small police station. Those are everywhere in Japan. You've probably seen them living or just traveling here.
Yeah.
The other word is keisatsusho. So that is a police station.
Like the big station.
The big one.
The main police station. Yeah. I think every city will have like a big police station too.
Police station,
along with those little kobans. Like, yeah.
And keisatsu. So that's just the police or a police officer.
So there are other crime-specific words that are going to come up as we talk about what these people have done. So yeah, instead of just listing everything now, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So you want to look at their pictures?
I will, yeah. Let me look at the notes real quick. I wanna see, like, give me a refresher about who these dudes. Sorry to assume dudes, but they are all the dudes in this photo.
Yeah, the 11 people are all dudes. So.
Wow. Yeah, if I was chosen to select any of these dudes from a lineup, I could not tell you who is who. And that sounds like really awful to say, and you're gonna come at me like, oh, don't say all Asians look alike. I'm Asian. Like, sometimes it's hard to distinguish, you know? But like, yeah, will we like overlay a photo?
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen for YouTube, and then if you're listening, there will be a link in the show notes where you can find all the links and the photos and stuff.
So then for the listeners only, then I will just briefly describe what these dudes look like. They're all just middle-aged, average-looking dudes that if you saw them in passing or on the street or anything, you probably would not recognize them. And that's not like a dig. I feel like that's just the truth. Like none of them like have any like, I don't know, outstanding features about them, you know, like at least like based on these photos, right? They look like all average height, black hair, and they all look the same build too. Like probably 5'9" or something. Like no one looks distinctly, I guess, unique. Only one guy has glasses. And you know what? He can probably take those glasses off. And yeah.
The rest of them, the second part of the poster.
There's
one young guy, though.
But, like, he looks like, I don't know, not again to say everyone looks the same, but, like, they just look like average. I mean, they're people, yeah. They're going to look like average people. But, like, in a place, especially like Japan, where there's just people everywhere, like, if you're in, you know, more city areas, like, there's no way, in my opinion, you can just spot these dudes on the street. And especially in a culture that wears masks, not only
That's
for
true.
like
if they had
like
a mask,
sickness,
if they had a hat.
Yeah, like if like picture like they're wearing a mask and a hat, like done. Like there's probably a reason why they've been on these posters for so many years. It's because no one can pick them out. Yeah. You know?
But also some of these photos are really old.
Yeah.
So we will get into that as we talk about the individuals. But the pics are really old too for some of them.
They just like if you took away the text from the poster that they were like criminals and stuff, and you just posted them like, I don't know, the pictures as is, it looks like a salary man, like a company, like meibo, like a list of the employees almost. Like they all just look normal. Yeah.
Okay.
That was my roast of the day.
All right. So we're going to go in order of the amount of the bounty or the reward for giving information about them.
Okay.
Assuming that the crime is more heinous for the person with the highest bounty. But we'll see. So 7 of them have a bounty of 100,000 yen, 1 million yen, around $6,500 with today's conversion.
Oh.
The top one has a bounty of 800,000 yen, 8 million yen, around $53,000. Then the other 2 have 300,000 yen, 3 million yen, around $20,000 for giving valuable information about them.
Okay.
That's the maximum, by the way.
So, I mean, as someone who's just like unfamiliar with the judicial system and laws, both here in Japan and in the US, maybe not the best, but do you feel like that's kind of cheap? Like, I don't like.
It was less than I expected.
It's way less. Yeah, cheap sounds weird, but like that's just that amount doesn't sound significant to me. And again, I'm someone who like watches a lot of like crime dramas and shows, and they'll go to court and they're like $1 million bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like, you set bail for $500,000. Like, and I know the dollar and the yen, they're 2 different currencies and everything, of course, but like their bounty, like for example, a $6,500 bounty, or like even the $50,000 bounty. I know a bounty is different than bail, a bail, but like still, you would. I guess. Yeah, I'll find out what their crimes are, but like, yeah, we'll see. $50,000 for the worst one too is like, what did you do? You know, like rob a Daiso or something? I don't know. Okay, we'll see. We'll get into it.
Yeah. So something interesting that I found on the Okinawa Prefectural Police website. I thought this would be a good way to start. So could you please read that?
Sure. So November is the month for intensified investigations of wanted suspects. As of the end of August 2024, there are approximately 590 people wanted by the police nationwide, including those designated by the National Police Agency as important wanted suspects for violent crimes. These suspects are wanted for violent crimes such as murder and robbery, as well as assault, injury, theft, fraud, embezzlement, and other crimes, and there is a risk that they will commit these crimes again. The police will select suspects for particularly serious crimes and will use the combined efforts of police nationwide to conduct a follow-up investigation during November, working to quickly arrest these suspects. The cooperation of the public is absolutely necessary for the investigative activities aimed at finding these wanted suspects. Please report any small information, such as seeing someone who looks similar to the wanted suspect, to the police, and you can call 110. So that's the emergency number here in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. No nonsense November.
No nonsense November for sure. Why November, I wonder?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does that give them enough time, I guess, for like before the end of the year, or like?
I guess so. They're trying to like wrap up the books for the end of the year.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I just thought it was interesting that there are 590 people wanted nationwide.
Yeah. Do you think that's a lot, or like fewer than you expected?
I think it's kind of a lot. Because especially with people who will say, like, Japan has no crime.
That's true. There you go. Like, read those posters and, like, look up this stuff. You'll see.
Those are the ones who are wanted, not the ones who have been arrested already.
Very true, actually. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let us begin. So these posters, it says the person's name, the main crime that they're wanted for, the bounty, the year that the picture is from, their height, current age, and I also assume the municipality that's listed is where the crime took place.
Okay.
So... all right. Number 1, we have a person, not number 1, number 11, called Rin Shoi, who is wanted for robbery and murder. The photo is from 1996, and he should be 51 now. So let me pull up the pics again.
Yeah, again, if the photo... that dude, there's no way I'm going to recognize him now when he's 51.
I think...
You?
No, I wouldn't. But I think on the police website, they have a sketch of what he might possibly look like now.
Yeah, I see.
The pic from 1996.
Also, the pic is like, I mean, clarity-wise, it is what it is for 1996. It's also just like in black and white. Like, you know, it's kind of like, like I said, I could study this photo all day, and I like probably would miss this dude if he passed me on the street, especially now that he's, you know, a lot older. But Okay, and...
Yeah, so this is a new word for me. Goutou. Robbery.
Yeah.
So he's one for goutou and satsujin. Satsujin is murder.
Yikes.
So could you read what they have on the Aichi Prefectural Police website?
Sure. So on the evening of October 1st, 1999, a man was found using a device to illegally dispense medals at a pachinko parlor in Minami Ward, Nagoya, when an employee discovered him and he fled. When an employee pursued him on a street in the same ward, he stabbed the employee in the chest with a knife-like object he was carrying, killing him.
Okay. Yeah.
I see.
Robbery and murder.
Yeah.
So I was also curious, like, what is a medal? Because I don't really know how pachinko works, but it just seems like there's some kind of token or coin that you need to play.
Yeah, they're like the little silver balls or coins, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of the loop around on why pachinko is legal, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Because I also looked at this is a English translation of it, but the Japanese said medaru. So yeah, I was just like, what is that?
Yeah, right. They've got like these Olympian medals or something. That's like what I kind of thought about at first.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's not good. Alrighty.
So that's what happened in 1999. That was number 11. Now let's go to 10.
Okay.
So this person's name is Hishikawa Tatsumi. For some of these people, when I Googled their names, one of the first things that came up on the search was whatever prefectural police website. But for this guy, one of the first things was a Yakuza wiki page.
Oh, okay. So he was a famous Yakuza member, I guess, if he's got a wiki.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So he is wanted for murder and violation of the Sword and Firearms Control Law.
Oh, yeah. So in Japanese, it's jutoho, and he violated it, so it's called jutoho ihan.
Yeah, violation.
I see.
Yeah. His photo is from 2017, so a little more recent than the other guy. He would be 48 years old. There was actually not that much on the Hyogo police website besides just his wanted poster and basically the stuff we read already. So what we're going to read seems like it's like a sort of blog.
Okay.
They're like self-proclaimed, like, we look into unsolved cases and just trying to gather information about it. So
like YouTubers or just
it's a
like
website.
Not netizens. Okay.
Well,
Writers,
netizens. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
It's just wanted more information about the crime itself,
I see.
The incident.
Okay, so the title is Woman Who Helped Kobe Yamaguchi Gumi Hitman Escape After Crime Already Arrested. So, at around 10 a.m. on September 12th, 2017, Kusumoto Takehiro, then 44 years old, a member of the gang Ninkyo Yamaguchi Gumi, was shot and killed on a street in Nagata Ward, Kobe City. On the 16th, the Hyogo Prefectural Police, Nagata Police Station Investigation Headquarters issued a wanted warrant for Hishikawa Tatsumi, then 41 years old, a member of the designated gang Kobe Yamaguchi Gumi on suspicion of murder. Hishikawa was identified from the car and helmet left at the scene. In addition, a small bag containing 2 handguns was found on the side of a prefectural road in Kita Ward, Kobe City, and the headquarters believes that these may be the handguns used by Hishikawa in the incident. Hishikawa was a member of an organization under the umbrella of the Yamaken Gumi, a core organization of the Kobe Yamaguchi Gumi. The car he was driving crashed into a motorcade carrying Oda Kizuna Makoto, then 50 years old, who is the head of Ninkyo Yamaguchi Gumi, as he was leaving his home through an alley and entering a main road. He then engaged in a scuffle with Kusumoto, who had gotten off the train, and is believed to have shot him dead. He then fled northwest, still holding the gun. Security camera footage suggests he may have escaped switching to a motorbike or train. On March 8, 2018, the Hyogo Prefectural Police Investigation Headquarters arrested a woman, 29 years old at the time, who was an acquaintance of Hishikawa on suspicion of harboring a criminal for aiding his escape. The woman is accused of driving Hishikawa in a car on the day of the shooting and aiding his escape. The woman was Hishikawa's girlfriend, and the police are planning to continue their investigation, assuming she knows his whereabouts.
All right.
Alrighty.
So it seems like a Yakuza crime.
Yeah, I mean...
I think all the, like, Gumi are, like, different sects or, like, different Yakuza groups.
I see, yeah. I'm not too familiar with, like, how that stuff works, but, I mean, if they've got, like, names of their gangs and stuff, then, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I don't think they're all under the umbrella of Yakuza. I mean, under the umbrella, yes, but there are different groups and they're fighting sometimes. So, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. On to number 9. This person is named Yoshiya Tsuyoshi. He is wanted for murder. The photo is from 1998. He was 21 at the time of the crime, but would be 47 now.
Okay, so
yeah. From the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. What did he do?
This man is the ringleader of a case that occurred on Friday, June 4th, 1999, in which, together with a dozen others, they attacked 2 men in an apartment complex in Ayase 5-chome, or 5-chome, Adachi Ward, Tokyo, and on the nearby streets, following a dispute between 2 motorcycle gang members, stabbing one of the men, aged 19 at the time, to death with a knife. To date, 15 suspects have been arrested in relation to this series of incidents, but this man remains on the run. Based on what people involved have said, it is likely that the wanted man left Japan after the incident and fled to the Dalian area of the People's Republic of China, but it is also quite possible that he has already re-entered the country and is now hiding out within the country. So they ask to send any information, no matter how trivial it may be.
Yeah, so this man was born in China, but became a Japanese citizen in 1997.
Okay.
So he naturalized. But I can already smell the stinky last samurai saying, like, he only committed this crime because he's Chinese.
Yeah.
Not a Japanese person would never do this. Okay.
No, we don't need those comments.
Okay.
Keep those to yourself, yeah.
All right.
I see. They're so young, too. Like, 19 and he was 21. I mean, it doesn't excuse, like, the crime, especially if it's something as heavy as murder, but still, like...
It's really sad,
that
though.
sucks, yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Would you like to read a bit about the next person?
Sure.
Here's the photo.
Oh, sorry.
Not all.
Like, again.
Well, because he's smiling in his picture.
Yeah.
The others are,
which
like,
is like,
very serious.
Yeah,
like,
they're typical, like, mug shots, but Frankie just showed me the photo of this next person. And, you know, if you didn't think he was wanted for the crime I'm about to get into, he just looks kind of like he's giving a little smirk, which is, like, with context, kind of scary. But anyway, his name is Matayoshi Takeo, wanted for murder. And yeah, his photograph in the wanted poster is from 1994, which means he's 75 years old today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from the Okinawa police website, it says, in 1990, he killed 2 police officers in Okinawa City. It seems like maybe this guy was Yakuza as well. Since there wasn't much on the Okinawa police website, I went back to that self-proclaimed site that files unsolved cases in Japan for more details about the incident that he's wanted for. So
Okay.
take it away. It's really long, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I can practice my reading.
Yeah.
Shortly after 11 p.m. on November 23rd, 1990, 2 police officers on guard against a gang war in Okinawa City, Okinawa Prefecture, were shot and killed by 2 men believed to be gang members. A housewife, 49 years old at the time, who witnessed the incident, was also shot in the left leg and seriously injured. The 2 were on guard duty in an investigative vehicle in plain clothes, waiting near the hideout of the 3rd-generation Kyokuryu Kai Nishiki family in Goya, Okinawa City. The 2 were Sergeant Higa Masao, 43 years old at the time, head of the Crime Prevention and Youth Division of the Okinawa Police Station, and Officer Haine Masayoshi, 42 years old at the time, who worked in the same division. Both were shot at close range, and Sergeant Higa, who was in the driver's seat, received 3 shots in the chest, neck, face, and Officer Haine, who was in the passenger seat, received 1 shot in the left temple and died almost instantly. On November 22nd, the day before this incident, a high school boy working part-time at a home belonging to a senior member of the same family in Maejima, Naha City, was mistaken for a gang member and shot to death by a member of the Okinawa Kyokuryu Kai gang. 3 perpetrators were arrested in this case, one of whom was sentenced to life imprisonment, and the other 2 were sentenced to 20 years in prison. Some people are saying that Matayoshi may be dead. While he was on the run, Matayoshi reportedly complained of back pain in October 2000 and visited a hospital in Fushimi Ward, Kyoto City, with a member of a gang. An examination revealed a I can't read. Metastatic. Sorry. It's such a serious word and I'm sorry. An examination revealed a metastatic tumor in his spinal cord, and he was advised to be hospitalized as soon as possible. The gang member who accompanied him to the hospital was arrested on charges of concealing a criminal, but Matayoshi's whereabouts remain unknown to this day. In an interview with the Ryukyu Shimpo, a leader of the designated gang, Kyokuryukai, said, "We heard that Matayoshi was seriously ill several decades ago. He's probably no longer alive. The police believe that this is highly likely that Matayoshi is already dead, and are proceeding with their investigation with the intention of sending the documents to the prosecutor's office on charges of murder and other crimes, even though the suspect is dead." In March 2002, 10 people, including the families of 2 police officers who were shot to death, sued the gang members who carried out the crime and 4 of their top gang bosses who were their employers, seeking compensation of approximately 440 million yen, and the Naha District Court Okinawa branch handed down a ruling ordering the defendants to pay 320 million yen. How do they know all that?
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, how credible is this website? I mean, it's not like a news.
It's one of the gang members writing. He's like writing in his like little personal blog.
Like, how
or something.
do they know about his like back pain and all this?
Yeah,
stuff?
that's like super detailed.
He complained in the year 2000 about back pain or something.
It's so they've either got like an inside source, or this is like someone, who's been on the inside and maybe made his way out and is anonymously writing it. I would assume. Because, that's a lot of, info. Like, how do you know he went to this one doctor's office and everything? Well, I know, because the other dude was arrested and stuff, but, Yeah. I guess maybe people just send them send them tips as well. Because, of course, people send their tips to the police, but a lot of times it ends up being deemed, trivial information in the end. I see.
So we'll see, But I was like, that's so much detail.
Yeah, that was a detailed one. A long one. Sorry for my reading mistakes throughout there, but yeah.
All right. So number 7. So we have Ri Kai, who is wanted for robbery resulting in injury. His photo is from 1998. Let me pull it up.
Okay. Oh, another dude that just looks like another dude. Okay.
He was 36 at the time of the crime, but he would now be 60 years old. So from the Tokyo Police website. So this man, along with other suspects, is the suspect in this case where on Friday, December 15th, 2000, he broke into a dentist home in Shimabata 4-chome, Katsushika Ward, Tokyo, tied up 2 sleeping women, injured them by punching them in the face, and stole cash, a rifle, a shotgun, precious metals, etc. Total value of approximately 43 million yen. 5 suspects have been arrested in this case to date, and all of the guns have been found and seized. But the man remains on the run. The wanted man left Japan and returned to China after the incident, but it is quite possible that he's already re-entered the country and is now hiding out. Why would he come back if he fled like that?
That's your question. My question is...
Why would he hide out in Japan?
My question is, who is this dentist that has, rifles and stuff in his home? They stole
more
rifles?
Than a dentist.
They stole a rifle and a shotgun and precious metals
from a dentist.
Okay.
Could be a
undercover
like
dentist?
A front or something.
Yeah, like his day job is just a dentist, and then he has all of his tools in the back, I guess. But that sucks. That what he did to those women. So I don't like that. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Moving on to number 6. Ochi Kiyoshi. He is wanted for murder. This crime took place back in 2006, which means he is 72 years old now. Okay. Well, according to the Osaka Prefectural Police website, so this is very close to home for us, the man in the photo is a suspect in a murder case in which he killed his wife, with whom he lived in a private home in Shimokanda-cho, Neyagawa City, sometime between the afternoon of Tuesday, February 28th, 2006, and around Wednesday, March 1st of the same year. Why?
Exactly. So I went back to our trusty Unsolved Crime website, and I did summarize this one because it's very long. So essentially, on March 1st, 2006, Eiko Ochi, a pharmacy owner in Neyagawa City, Osaka, went missing. Around March 15th, her husband, Kiyoshi Ochi, who ran a used car dealership, also disappeared after telling an acquaintance he was going abroad. Before vanishing, Kiyoshi displayed suspicious behavior like selling Eiko's valuables and submitting a false change of residence notification. Police found extensive blood traces in their home's bathroom, matching Eiko's DNA, and suspected Kiyoshi murdered and dismembered her. He was placed on a nationwide wanted list for mutilating a corpse and document falsification, despite Eiko's body never being found. Investigators traced Kiyoshi to an island in Kagoshima Prefecture. He was last seen by locals heading into the mountains. No signs of him leaving the island were found, and police eventually scaled back the search, believing he likely died there. Both Kiyoshi and the body remain missing.
What do you mean, believing he likely died there? Why don't you go and, like, search if he, like...
That's
like,
true.
what do you mean scaled back the search? If you're just like, well, he went into the forest, he went into the mountains, I'm not a police officer, I don't know, but, like, that just sounds, like... sus, like lazy almost on their part. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. So also, he was able to make it to this island in Kagoshima.
Oh, yeah. What's that about?
So my little rant here is, so have you ever taken a domestic flight in Japan?
Yes.
Do they check your ID?
No, of course
No.
they don't. It is like, I remember the first time I took a domestic flight. I think I was going from like, Tokyo to Osaka or something. And I was like, the American in me, like, took off my shoes. I took out everything. I, like, took out my ID. I was, like, so prepared for them to, like, I don't know, body search me and everything. And then you just, like, walk through, like, nothing.
Yeah, even the shoes. You don't have to take off your shoes unless you have, like, big boots or something.
Yeah, that one always trips me out.
And they give you
still.
slippers.
Yeah. I still, like, take off my shoes out of, like, habit almost, Yeah, so it's no wonder that a lot of these criminals or wanted people kind of get away with their crimes, or, it's so, I guess, a lot easier for them to really go under the radar if you're not checking IDs and things on, like, flights and all of that.
Yeah, like, you could put a fake name and nobody's ever checking. And then also for hotels, so they they rarely ever check the IDs of Japanese-looking people.
Yeah.
But for foreigners, they insist on copying your Zaidu, your residence card, even though the law only applies to foreign tourists about copying the passports. If you are a valid resident in Japan with a Japanese address, they don't legally need to copy your ID, but they will tell you, like, oh, it's our hotel rule.
It's our policy or whatever,
But they don't ID Japanese people.
Yeah.
So it does seem like it would be pretty easy for somebody to get away.
Yeah, for sure. I think we talked about this before, right? And, like, the hotel thing. Because I remember, I feel like I've mentioned before, like, I didn't know that it wasn't, like, against the law to not show them your Zaidu card. I kind of just... Because, like, as a foreigner who lives here, it's just really, like, trying to keep the peace, which is, like, not good all the time. You should know your rights, as a citizen here, or as a resident here, but I don't know. If they asked me, I was just kind of like, okay, like, don't get me in trouble or something. But all right, good to know for future use.
Yeah. All right. So the last person on the first poster, who is this?
Okay, so his name, number 5, is Miyauchi Yudai. So he's wanted for robbery and assault. So going back, robbery, goutou. And goutou chisho. So chisho means inflicting injury criminally. I guess there's a difference in kanji for that.
Non-criminal injury?
Yeah.
Maybe accidental
Accidental,
injury?
maybe, yeah.
Intentional injury?
Yeah. So his photo on the poster is from 2012, and he is 49 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Is he 49 years old? Okay, yeah. He's 49 years old now. When you look at the poster, not to, like, dunk on this dude, but he kind of looks like he'd be 49 at the time. So I was just double checking. But yeah. All right. And according to the Yamanashi Prefectural Police, robbery and assault suspect on a public wanted list occurred at a private home in Yamanashi City in February of 2013. Short and sweet from them.
Yeah. I didn't find a lot of information about him. So, okay, so we've talked about 7 people so far, and it's not like these crimes are not bad, but is it worthy of being on the most wanted list for decades?
That's
like, I kind of thought they would be worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought they were all, like, kidnappers, and, I mean, there are a lot of, like, murder suspects on this list, but, like...
So that just made me wonder, like, because there are more prolific and horrible crimes that have happened in Japan.
Especially, like, recently, like... did we not get into like the doctor that like decapitated his daughter's like ex-boyfriend's head and like kept it in a hotel and stuff?
No.
That's
gosh.
I mean, we'll save that for another episode, I guess. I think even Rotten Mango, the YouTuber,
really?
like talked about it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like last year. Anyway, sorry.
But that just makes me wonder, like, maybe those people have been caught?
I mean, yeah, those are like news and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we know the names and everything. I
Because
mean,
there was like, I hate that we give them like fancy names, but like the Twitter killer sexually assaulted and murdered at least 9 victims. And then there was like the mind control killer who...
These are Japanese people?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the mind control killer manipulated and blackmailed people into torturing and like killing others. And I think one lady murdered her entire family.
That is nuts. That is
under
so insane.
His like
control. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
I see.
So, but they've been caught, I think.
Okay.
And then also just, I remember when I was teaching in Tokyo, there was a news story about some middle-aged man who slashed a bunch of elementary school girls waiting for the bus.
Why?
And I guess he was caught as well.
Okay. Well, I mean...
So they're not on this wanted list.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense if they're caught. They wouldn't be on that list. But, like, still, I don't know.
Yeah. And then also, do you know the cannibal guy who was studying abroad in Paris, murdered and ate his friend, and then came back to Japan and became a celebrity?
Yep.
And an adult video star.
Adult video star. Is he alive still? He's, like, definitely around in Tokyo and stuff, right?
I wonder if he has passed away.
He just... I mean, he's definitely old now, like older. Have you watched, where did I learn about this guy? I think I saw a Vice documentary on him. That was the first time I've ever heard of him. But they did like interviews with him and stuff, and he is sick, like truly sick in the head. And there's, personally, I don't sense like any hint of remorse or regret from him at all. He really just came at it from like I don't know, like an animalistic view. He's just like, yeah, I just like fantasize and I was curious about it. And so I like wanted to try it. And like, he goes into details about like what it looked like when he was committing the act and everything. And yeah, so how old is he now?
He was 73, but he passed away in 2022.
Okay. Well.
Sorry.
Too bad. Oh. Yeah, and like you said, it's kind of like, not is it worth it, but like, yeah, the further crimes, is it necessary? No, it is necessary. If they've like, you know, unalived people and stuff,
should be on the wanted list, you mean?
Yeah, then they should be caught. But like, it has been a long time. Like, I'm very doubtful that they ever will be caught.
Yeah.
Like, and like you said, is there not anyone like worse than these people? Like, because they're all from like the 90s. Like, there's got to be someone from like, I don't know, this century, like from 2015 and up, like 2019 even, who's like still missing for something, you know, like.
Well, spoiler alert, the number one person is a very recent one.
Okay, good.
So we'll get there.
And because like we're going from bottom to top, right? So the last person we talked about was number 5 on that list, and it was only for like, well, I'm confused, like why number 6 like killed people, but number 5 was just like assault, kind of like his crime seems less intense, but he's like
robbery
higher up on
assault.
that list with his bounty.
Yeah. Maybe he's a Yakuza member or something, and there's like a list of other stuff he's done.
I see.
But this was, I don't know, the straw.
I see.
That got him on the wanted list.
I see.
So,
Okay,
so number 4 is named Kogure Hiroshi. He is wanted for murder. His photo is from 1996. He would now be 55 years old. So, from the Gunma police website, he is wanted for the murder of a family of 3 in Mitsudera, Gunma, which is now Takasaki City. So the incident was a murder case in which 3 members of a family were killed in the middle of the night on January 14th, 1998 in Takasaki City, Gunma Prefecture.
Okay, and according to an article by NHK, as recent as this year, 2025 January, on the 14th, 27 years after a family of 3 was murdered in a house in Gunma Prefecture in 1998, the police called for information on a suspect wanted for murder at the local JR Takasaki station and other places. On January 14th, 1998, Takeo Ishii, 48 at the time, his wife Chizuko, 48 at the time, and their mother Tome, 85 at the time, were murdered in a house in what was then Gunma Town, Gunma Prefecture, now Takasaki City, and the police have placed a nationwide wanted list on former truck driver Hiroshi Kogure, 55, for the murder. On the 14th, 27 years after the incident, 19 people, including police officers from the Gunma Prefectural Police Headquarters, handed out pocket tissues with Kogure's face photo to passerbys at JR Takasaki Station and at commercial facilities in Takasaki City, calling for information. According to the police, they have received over 3,500 pieces of information so far, but have not obtained any useful information that would lead to a solution to the case. Gunma Prefectural Police Headquarters Criminal Investigation Division Chief Masao Tamura said, "We need everyone's cooperation to solve the case. No matter how small it may be, we would like you to send us any information if you have."
Yeah. So they don't say the motive.
I guess not, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. So he was a truck driver. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it looks like he had no relation to this family at all.
Yeah, it was like a couple and their elderly mother.
I'm gonna not make assumptions, but like if it's like random and there's no motive, that's very, very sad. I mean, in any case, it's really sad, but I don't know, like, what do you think the motive was? Maybe like it feels like, at least for murders like this and like usually between men, it's always something like money related, in my opinion. Like kind of like maybe he owed him money and he didn't pay him back, or like very, very extreme, maybe there was like affairs involved, like an affair, like to go for the wife and everything too. Like I don't understand why it extends to the whole family, like even the 85-year-old mother, right? But like you can't help but think like why.
I don't know. And then also I didn't know that they hand out tissues with the person's face to be like, have you seen this person? Do you know any information about it?
Maybe
I know they hand out tissues for businesses at train stations. If you need tissues, that's a good way to get some free tissues.
Do you take those tissues?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I take them like every single time. It's free tissues. It's nice.
Exactly.
Fits in your purse.
Yeah.
But like maybe that's like what they should do, like keep doing, not just this one place in Gunma, but like forever. Because like look at that, they got what, 3,500 pieces of information just from this tissue. Yeah, it's a good reminder.
I did find something like this for another case as well, where they were trying to like, you know, keep it on people's attention, even though it was an old case, so they were passing out tissues again. Yeah, that is a good idea.
I mean, it's better than just like keeping the same poster with the same photos in the same location every day. Like you kind of just tend to blur out the background, especially when you're on a commute in the morning. No one's looking around them, you know? Yeah.
But then I wouldn't want their picture in my purse.
I mean, yeah, you receive the tissues, you're like, oh, okay, good to know. And then you just take that paper out. If you don't have any information, you take out the cover. Yeah.
All right, so number 3, let's pull up his photo.
Yes. Oh, okay. I mean, I've seen these dudes, like I said, every day, but like this one, I don't know why he stands out to me, but like he looks super familiar, the most familiar to me. Oh, on this poster, and I don't know why. I think
call
it's
the police.
I mean, no. Like I don't know him. Like you know, he doesn't look familiar to where I'd like spot him in person. I think it's just like the layout of his photo. It looks like he's outside or something, and they blurred the background. Like he just doesn't look like a mugshot to me. That's why I kind of remember it more. But, yeah.
I think not all of them are mugshots. Like if they do have a mugshot, maybe that's what they listed. But some of these are just whatever photo they could get of the person. Yeah. So his name is Obara Katsuyuki. He is wanted for murder. His photo is from 2008. He would now be 44 years old.
Oh, that means he was like young when he did it, right? Okay.
Yeah. So from the Iwate police, on July 1st, 2008, a 17-year-old female was found dead in the mountains of Miyako City, Iwate Prefecture, Kawai Village, Shimohei District at the time of the incident. Do a lot of cities change their names?
I think like old cities too. The city that I used to live in back in Chiba, like they had like an older name back when they were just kind of like one area. And I think like, you know, as the population increases there and over time they like divided it into different like areas and counties and stuff. So the city name changed over there as well. Yeah, it sounds pretty common, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they also said on July 29th of the same year, a wanted notice was issued for the suspect, Katsuyuki Obara, on charges of murder, and his whereabouts are still under investigation.
And according to NHK, back in November of 2024, police distributed pocket tissues containing flyers and once again called for information on suspect Katsuyuki Obara, 45, who is wanted for the murder of a 17-year-old girl 16 years ago in what is now Miyako City. In July 2008, 16 years ago, Kozue Sato, 17 years old at the time, from Kurihara City, Miyagi Prefecture, was found murdered in what was then Kawai Village, now Miyako City. Katsuyuki Obara, 45, an acquaintance of Sato and a native of Tanohata Village, is wanted nationwide on suspicion of murder. As this month is the month for intensifying investigations of wanted suspects, the police distributed pocket tissues containing flyers on the wanted list to station users at 2 locations in front of Morioka Station and Miyako Station on the 22nd, calling for information again. According to the police, about 700 pieces of information have been received by last month, but none were useful. Hiroshi Takahashi, deputy chief of the Iwate Prefectural Police Headquarters Investigation, Support, and oh my god, that name was so long! Okay, try one more time. Okay. Hiroshi Takahashi, deputy chief of the Iwate Prefectural Police Headquarters Investigation, Support, and Analysis Division said...
Long name.
Even if it's a small piece of information, we would like to ask for any information you may have. Information regarding the incident is being accepted at the Miyako Police Station Investigation Headquarters. So yeah, this is still ongoing then. November 2024.
Yeah.
So a few months ago.
November. Even. No nonsense November.
No nonsense November. There it is. I guess expect more tissues. So yeah, maybe if you're ever walking around throughout the month of November and you're like, I've never noticed that, but like guarantee. I mean, November's months away from February now when we're filming, but like
we'll see.
Guarantee I'm gonna notice it a lot more now. Like especially in Osaka City, like there's some people around for sure. Hi.
Yeah. So from our Unsolved Mystery website, again, not the most credible resource probably, but there was a very, very long story about how the girl's best friend had the same name and the best friend was this man's girlfriend.
Oh.
Again, he was 28 at the time.
Yeah, either way.
If her friend was the same age as her, then he's dating teenagers.
Yeah.
And apparently he faked a suicide to escape the police.
Okay.
All right. There was an investigative journalist who was pursuing this case who mysteriously unalived himself. There's an opinion piece about him on the Huffington Post. If you are curious, it will be linked.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie almost. Like, what do you mean mysteriously unalived himself?
He found some information about the case and they didn't want it to get out, perhaps.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? It's always interesting like how this dude hasn't been caught yet too, because it sounds like it took place like in a super small town, like in a super small village, you know? And so it's kind of like not expected, but more common, you know, in bigger city areas, but small village town. Is kind of like,
everybody knows everybody kind of place.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, stuff happens all the time. Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Number 2, most wanted person.
We are getting there. Almost. Okay.
There. His name is Mitate Shinichi. He is wanted for murder, and I didn't know what some of this kanji meant.
Yeah.
It's murder and internal organ preparation gathering.
Naiki junbi shugo.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. When I read that, I was like, was he selling organs on the black market or something? What is going on here?
Yeah, the direct translation sounds funky. Organ preparation and gathering. But like that is the literal translation of the kanji.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
His photo is from 2012, but he is 45 now.
Ugh. Yuck. Like when you know the context of their murders now, you're just like,
now you see the picture.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you see the picture and you're like, ew. Like, yeah, you look like some dude that steals and sells organs. Anyway.
So what has he done?
So according to the Tokyo police, the wanted man is the only man who remains at large and is the ringleader in a murder case in which multiple assailants beat a male customer to death with a metal bat or other object inside a nightclub in Roppongi Gochome, or 5, Minato Ward in the early hours of Sunday, September 2nd, 2012. The man fled overseas immediately after the incident, but it is quite possible that he already returned to Japan and is hiding out within the country. His likely locations are Tokyo, Shizuoka Prefecture, Saitama Prefecture, and Miyagi Prefecture.
Okay.
He's around. Okay.
Alrighty. And I found a TBS interview with one of the chief policemen. Mm-hmm. So it says, at a club in Noppongi, Tokyo, members of the Kanto Rengo motorcycle gang beat Ryosuke Fujimoto, then 31, a member of a rival group, with a metal bat, resulting in his death. Chief of the 1st Investigative Division, Sato, said, when we first entered the scene, we found liquor bottles and glasses scattered on the desks in the VIP area and broken glass scattered on the floor. According to the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, the group of assailants, wearing balaclavas, so covering their heads, headed straight for Fujimoto, who was eating and drinking in the VIP section in the back, and without saying a word, they hit him multiple times with a bat before fleeing. In fact, it was later revealed that the victim, Fujimoto, was not a member of a rival group, but a case of mistaken identity. The Metropolitan Police Department released security footage immediately after the incident. Some members fled overseas to places like South Korea and Hawaii, but a total of 18 members were arrested in just 4 months after the incident.
That's good.
I think they said it was 9 people who beat him.
Yeah, that's a lot. And like, it's really unfortunate because from this list, yes, there are, you know, crimes against a lot of like ippanjin, like civilians and everything. But like more than I thought, a lot of it is like crime, or not crime, gang related, organized crime and like gang related. Like it always sounds like, not always, but a lot of these cases were, you know, against a member of like an opposite gang or a rival gang. Yeah. In this case, unfortunately, the man was just mistaken for someone in the rival gang, right?
I mean, it's always really sad, but that's even more sad.
Yeah. That, I mean, okay.
Yeah, so that guy's still on the run.
And he fled, like, a lot of them fled to Hawaii. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Maybe a silly question, but like, how do you get overseas? Like, we talked about the domestic flight, so it's easy to take a domestic flight. But how do you get overseas? You have a fake passport?
I mean, you know, if you're in organized crime or if you're in a gang, like, they have fake everything. Like, they're probably so prepared for situations like this to be on the run. And, like, it takes time to, like, investigate these things, too. It's not like... That's true. The crime happens and then the police knows that day, right? Like they probably within that window they've already like escaped because it's not like they're on unless they have like priors, you know, like it's not like they're on a no-fly list or anything, even if they're not using a fake passport.
That's
you know,
true.
Like yeah. And speaking of Hawaii and like criminals and stuff, I'll have to show you it. I won't get into it in this episode, but like I had no idea, like. In the town I'm from, in the town I grew up in, there was apparently a cult going on, like, in Hawaii, too. And thankfully, the leader was, like, not from Hawaii. It was just a bunch of people that, like, flew to Hawaii and, like, lived there and stuff. But, yeah, I'll have to show you because it's quite interesting. And, my mom, like, met that dude, too, like, unknowingly, because he was, like, a client of hers at the bank she worked at and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, it just reminded me of, like, speaking of crime and Hawaii and all that stuff. But, yeah. Okay.
All right. So, finally, our number 1 most wanted man. Here's his photo.
It's okay. Sorry. It's a very serious topic. I'm sorry I giggled. It's just like when you see these photos up until now from this list, again, from 11 to 1, everyone was like fairly middle-aged, just looks like an older dude. Yeah. Like, yeah, you look at them, they look grumpy. It's like, yeah, you've committed a crime. Yeah. This dude who is number 1 on the list just looks comparatively so innocent. He is not innocent, but I mean, like, his face.
Just based on the photo.
Based on the
you
photo.
You wouldn't guess what he's done.
He's got, like a baby face, is what I'm trying to say. Like, he's just a lot younger than all of the other suspects in here, and he just, looks like the most unsuspecting dude, which is probably why he's number 1 on this list. But, Yeah.
So his name is Hatta Yoichi. He is wanted for violation of the Road Traffic Act.
Okay.
So when I first saw that, I was like, huh? There's got to be more to that.
Yeah.
But this one is more recent.
Especially at number 1.
Yeah. Yeah. It was from 2022. Okay. He's 28 years old, by the way. I don't know if I said that already. But my partner, Takashi, knew who he was and he knew the story. So
okay.
He summarized it a little bit for me. And he also said there's like a 1-hour documentary about him. Sheesh. I don't know if it's on YouTube or something. If I find it, I'll link it. We'll find it,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very recent thing. So...
Okay.
I will have you read a bit from this TBS News interview with one of the survivors.
Okay. Oof. On the night of June 29th, 2022, a light passenger car crashed into 2 motorcycles stopped at a red light on a prefectural road in Beppu City at a speed of over 80 kilometers per hour, significantly exceeding the speed limit at the scene. A male university student, 19 at the time, on the moped died. A male university student, 20 at the time, on the motorcycle sustained minor injuries. The driver of the light passenger vehicle, Yoichi Hatta, 27, fled barefoot, leaving his wallet and cell phone in the car. Police have issued a public arrest warrant for him on suspicion of hit and run, and he is yet to be arrested. Huh.
Yeah. So basically, these 2 friends, they were hanging out in Yufuin, and the one who passed away was approached by the perpetrator in a parking lot of a shopping mall. And his friend noticed, like, from far away, this guy looked irritated and, like, maybe he was trying to pick a fight. And then when his friend came back, he was like, do you know this guy? Is he a friend or something? And he was like, oh, no, he's just a strange guy who's, like, kind of bothering me. And then later, the 2 of them were stopped at a traffic light. Both of them were on their motorcycles. And the survivor says... I heard a sound of someone pedaling hard, and I wondered what it was, so I looked in the motorcycle mirror and saw the headlights approaching very close. I thought this was bad and tried to tell my friend about it, but the moment I looked over, the moment our eyes met, I was hit from behind. So the 2 were hit from behind by a light passenger vehicle and thrown over 10 meters. Ooh. The man sustained minor injuries. His friend was confirmed dead at the hospital. The survivor says, right after I was thrown, I heard a lot of noise around me, and in my daze, I tried to go and check on my friend, but all I could do was crawl, and then I lost consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I was in an ambulance. The speed was really abnormal, and the moment I was hit, I thought, it's definitely him. I had a strong feeling that he was trying to kill me. The way he stepped on the accelerator didn't sound like the sound of a car stopping at a red light. I remember it coming at me as if he stepped on it the moment he saw us. So Hatta abandoned his car at the scene and fled. Security camera footage shows Hatta running away, walking around barefoot in the city and occasionally looking back. 2 days after the incident, a black t-shirt that Hatta had removed was found at Beppu Kitahama Yacht Harbor, about 2 kilometers from the scene of the incident, but his whereabouts after that are unknown. The survivor, in the article, he expresses his grief and frustration about the dreams that he and his friend had, and he said if he finds Hatta again, he will kill himself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. There's a photo of the crime scene, so don't worry, it's not bloody or anything, but you can see that the car, like, crashed into a pole and the bikes are just on the ground destroyed.
It's quite messy, yeah. Yeah. The police have received over 8,600 tips according to multiple sources. Frankie also found a petition from the victim's family for the Oita police to change the charges to murder and attempted murder. Right now, it's only classified as a violation of the Traffic Act since the police say they can't prove he had intent to kill. But, I mean, I don't know. Look at this photo. Like, it's pretty...
seems pretty intentional.
And you have a witness, too. Like, a surviving witness who, this guy approached them and, like, was, like, weird and mad and then...
Yeah, and then saw them again later and then hit the accelerator.
And hit them. Like, yeah, that sounds pretty intentional to me.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Okay.
So it's a hit and run.
Yeah. I didn't know, like, it was this famous. Is it so, like, big because it's recent? And is that why, like?
I think so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and to have an hour documentary on, I mean, I guess we won't know until we watch it. Because I'm curious, like, why it got a documentary.
Well, Takashi was saying, like, the people who knew the perpetrator were just saying he had, like, a really short temper and, like, kind of stuff. So.
And this dude, like, left his belongings in his car and ran barefoot. Like, how far could you get? Like, running barefoot?
Well, he ran to, like, the ferry port or something.
I guess, yeah.
He ran to the harbor. I also found another article that was called Calls Grow to Abolish Statute of Limitation for Hit and Runs. So apparently right now it's only 10 years, the statute of limitations, for negligent driving causing death. So 10 years doesn't seem long enough.
Doesn't seem long. Does that include, like, drunk driving and stuff, too?
I think so.
Yeah, negligent driving. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a lot of families affected by this, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let me see if it says a number.
Okay.
Okay. So somewhere in the article it says, according to the NPA, Statistics, 2,550 fatal accidents occurred in 2022, and 99 of them were hit and runs.
That is so much higher than I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That year, 4,837 drivers were charged in connection with hit and run accidents, or about 69.3% of all such cases. It was the first time in 3 years for the arrest ratio to fall below 70%. Okay, so they catch most of the hit and run perpetrators. But yeah, that's very scary.
Yeah.
And I hope that they do increase the statute of limitations.
Yeah. And now I understand why. Like, again, I haven't lived in the States for a long time, so things have probably changed. But I remember, like, when I first got here, being very surprised at how many cars have cameras. Like, whether it's like, what do you call it? When
the dash cam?
Dash cams, yeah, like how they face the front. And, like, sometimes they have it in the back, too. Because I was like, that seems extra. Like, why? Because it wasn't, like, just Ubers or taxis. It was, like, you know, normal people that I knew, too. Like, everyone has a dash cam.
I feel like most people have
Most people have a dash cam. It's kind of, like, normal. And, like, if I ever have a car, that's probably something, like, I'll just have out of, you know, like, necessity, too.
Yeah.
So I was kind of, like, wondering, like, why is that? And I wonder if, like, this plays a part in it, too. Just, like, how many road accidents happen here in Japan, and maybe it's just like, or maybe they have like different policies for like car insurance and stuff, like you really need proof and things like that. I have no idea, but I mean, good to know. If I hear anyone make an Asians can't drive joke out of this story, I'm gonna be so mad. I just thought about that. But yeah. Anyway.
Hopefully not. Yeah. I mean, we should talk in the future about like driving stuff and road rage. Like aori-unten is like tailgating or road rage, so that could be an interesting topic. But just before we end, I also wanted to talk about these rewards. So the name of the special investigation reward is it's a long word, Sousa Tokubetsu Houshokin.
Long.
And then all the posters say like, your information will help track down the target.
Yeah.
So yeah, the amount for the bounties is like a maximum reward. So I guess if you're not going to get like $65,000 if you just send them useless information. So, sorry.
Yeah. Well, never mind then. No, I'm sorry. I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope these people do get their justice, and I hope these people do get caught. You know, especially the ones that have like committed murder and everything. But
exactly. Yeah. Some of the cases are just really old.
Yeah, that's like the only thing. It's not like, I know we came off maybe like a little jokey and stuff, especially me, but like
not.
I do think they are very serious. It's more just like they're so dated. It is like, to think realistically about it, it is so hard to like. What if somebody got
plastic surgery or something?
Like, that is such an option. That's a thing these days, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of just like, it's not like I'm being pessimistic and being like, yeah, these dudes will never get caught. Like, it's just like, it's been this long. Like, I don't think anything's going to change in the next 5 or 10 years, especially if they're all in their like 60s and stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
well, at least the last guy we talked about.
Yeah, he's got a chance.
Hopefully they catch him.
There's a documentary about him. Like, yeah, his face is pretty like known out there. And again, I feel like this is going to be one of those things where I've never heard about him until now. And now that I know, I'm probably going to just like see more like info about him out there. But yeah. Whew,
all right. You. This was a heavy one, but
yeah. But it was good.
Let us know your thoughts about it.
Very important information. Stay safe out there. Next time you're ever, you know, making your commute or walking around and you do see those tissues or those posters, just keep an extra, you know, keep it in the back of your mind. Like, oh yeah, I know more about them now. I should not be on the lookout. You don't need to do any detective work, but like,
you don't need to be a vigilante.
Yeah. Don't ignore it, I guess, now. And I'll try my best not to just glance and put it at the back of my mind. Yeah. Yeah. I'm guilty of that too. But yep.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode with maybe a lighter topic.
Yes. All right. Bye.